Won solo championships of the International 3. I'm LD, and that is not Luminous. He's Fear of Team Evil Geniuses, the defending champ of a fistful of tangos, and he's here to cast Mushi versus Ice Ice Ice. Best of 3. We're going to start game 1 with a puck versus puck.
Yeah, that's actually a great matchup. I'm a big fan of that matchup, and I can't wait to see these two players get to it.
Yeah, Mushi, Ice Ice Ice. We saw Ice 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 went for pretty crazy heroes. Axe, Magnus was his matchup versus S4. He picked the Axe, by the way. Loves the RNG, but puck versus puck, I mean, this is really a skill matchup. There's no ping delay for either player, so it comes down to reactions for the most part.
Yeah, but the thing about this matchup is you can't actually dodge orb with a level 1 phase shift. So it's going to be interesting to see if
it's too big to dodge.
Yeah, like it just stays too long, and phase shift does not last long enough to actually dodge it. So it'll be interesting to see if any of the players choose to opt for 2 points of phase shift so you can actually dodge orb.
Okay, so both of them have gone for different item builds. Ice Ice Ice, no Talisman, 2 Iron Branches. We've seen a lot of the Shadow Fiend players do this with a Wraith Band. Mushi's gone for double salve, more of an aggressive build.
Yeah, Ice 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 went for a fairly greedy build here.
Do you think he's going to get punished by it? I mean, Mushi is a very aggressive.
Yeah, he got 2 salves, so I don't see any reason why he can't just play really aggressive on him and just abuse the fact that he has no regen on him, because he will get outlasted if he just goes with the CS war with these items.
So meanwhile, the donkey's hanging around near the rune. It looks like he might use it to scout that rune, but already his hero's here, so what's Mushi up to with this?
30 seconds to battle.
I guess for later
he's just going to scout the rune, so he can still get the block and check the rune. It's a little risky if Ice 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 would have checked there, but it doesn't look like he's going to, so it should be perfectly fine.
He's going bottom. It's Mushi versus Ice Ice Ice, 2 of Southeast Asia's finest. And we're about to get underway with game 1. Puck versus puck. We'll have one mirror matchup, and then if it goes to a game 3, it'll be Shadow Fiend versus Shadow Fiend. Mushi, well, he'll be blocking the middle lane. It looks like Ice 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 not going to have the creeps on his side. And he'll scout with the courier. Okay, that makes more sense. The rune, going to spawn bottom. It's an invis.
He's probably hoping for like a DD, most likely, or an illusion to give him an early start. That's not going to help him too much in Viz.
So some players will leave the rune bottom, and then I saw you did this in a fistful of tangos. You go for the double spawn, but he's taking it now.
Well, I'm indifferent. Like, if he could have done that, but he would have just left it there as well. Maybe he wants to get a surprise CS right here or back. I don't know. But yeah, it's not going to be useful. He got 1 CS out of it, but he wanted a DD, he wanted an illusion, but he's not going to get it.
Got him. Surprise CS. And already, it looks like a healing salve coming out. So he starts with the stats build, but he'll back it up with some early regen. And this matchup, can Puck actually find a kill early on? Either player, or is it going to be pretty defensive and kind of war of attrition?
It's completely up to the player's playstyle. They can get really aggressive and force a kill if they want to, because you cannot dodge the orb unless you have the perfect timing with phase shift. So it'll be player based. I think Ice 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 is going to go more for a farming build because he did not get much regen at all. So it'll be up to Mushi if he wants to be aggressive or not.
Oh no, courier could be a snipe. Mushi jumps in. First courier down. We've seen a lot of dead couriers in the International 3, and it continues here, but Ice Ice Ice, a lot of damage from him. Won't be able to find the kill, so obviously big advantage for Mushi now.
That's a huge advantage because he just has that 1 salve now. He's lucky that he got it before the courier died, but that was some pretty miss micro there, unfortunately, from Ice Ice Ice.
Yeah, I mean, the puck orb is pretty slow, but to send the courier in all the way here is pretty greedy. It's daytime, you do a vision up that hill. And now an orb forward. Mushi's just really putting the heat on Ice Ice Ice, and there's only that 1 salve left. After this, he's got to wait a while or go Fountain or get lucky on the runes, and if none of those happen, Mushi's going to have the edge. Already, the courier coming out. No Talisman's up for him, and still he's sitting on a salve.
Yeah, he definitely has a clear advantage here on Mushi. Without that courier, that's really, really, really huge. Because if he has to go back, that's going to be free XP, free gold for Mushi to claim. And if he gets 6 first, he's just going to go on him and try and kill him.
Orb flies out again. Mushi, 2-minute rune about to spawn. It looks like it's going to be bottom, and it is an illusion. But they're going at it mid. Both players trading blows. Mushi orbing south after London. Gets silence. Barely jaunts out. I think if he does it, he might die there, but... well,
that was very cute from Ice Ice Ice. He almost got that off.
Oh, nice phase shift dodge. The rune's actually bottom. Who's going to get it? Ice Ice Ice. He really might just hope it's a regen, but he'll be very disappointed here.
Yeah, the one thing is will be interesting to see how they skill build. I don't think Mushi expected Ice 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 there to skill silence at level 3. So he has a 1-1-1 build. So what else is going to be very curious for me is what they skill up. I think they should get 2 points in the orb and then go straight into the silence so they can actually get the kill.
Yeah, only 1 point in silence for Mushi, and the same for Ice Ice Ice. Already a level behind. Well, not quite a full level, but he's missing some experience to go for this rune. He'll send the illusions, maybe to pull the wave and be a nuisance. In fact, he might even snipe a courier, but the donkey safely parked at the tier 2.
Oh, he smells it coming, yeah.
Yeah, it's still a donkey. It's still walking courier. Generally in the 1v1, we've seen most players do not upgrade their courier, if at all, until much later on.
Yeah, it's a big investment if you want to level it up early and get the flying courier so you can bottle crow, but sometimes it does pay off. Depends on how good rune control you're going to have. In this game, it doesn't feel like Mushi feels like he needs it, so he's still going to keep the courier back there. He's really scared.
So Ice, he's actually gone for an early magic stick here, and I guess against phase shift, that's pretty good.
It does not proc on the phase shift, no.
Okay.
So it's actually not as great as you may think it would be.
Okay, well, he could have gone for a bottle. He had 400 gold, but opts to buy the magic wand, and Mushi now maybe can punish this. He's got 600 gold of his own, and his bottle's coming out. Clear advantage to Mushi.
Yeah, he went for he's going to level up Orb, it seems, as well, instead of going back into the Silence, which is a very popular build for most Pucks. But I guess he's really confident since, like I said, it's very hard to dodge Orb with phase shift at level 1 because it only lasts 0.75 seconds, and the Orb is very slow, so it'll linger for a long time and still do the damage, even if you do phase shift.
Okay, so if you're Mushi, you have the advantage here. I assume you want to max the nukes and try and go for a kill?
Yeah, it looks like what he wants to do. Personally, I would prefer going for the Silence build. That way you can get on top of him, get the Silence down, and then actually be able to get all of your abilities off and just right-click him down so he can't phase shift. But this is a good route to do it too. So I think in this matchup, it's really going to rely on who gets 6 first. Because Mushi has a clear advantage, as you were stating. If he gets 6 first and can drop the Dream Coil and force a fight with him where he cannot move, that will be in his best interest, and he might be able to pick up an early first blood off that.
As for Ice, he'll throw out the Orb again, and a nice dodge by Mushi. But the way it's pushing against him, there's a regen rune bottom, and it actually looks like Mushi's going to make a run for it. It's a pretty big rune for him to pick up as well, and he's got a bottle. Whereas Ice, even if he found it, no bottle, and he was basically full HP and mana. So Mushi, things working out for him again. Ice could have gone for this rune, but he opted not to miss the experience.
Yeah, he already used his orb, so Mushi saw that and he just went for it right away. Good news is, for Ice, his courier is back and the bottle is on the way.
So he'll finally get his bottle. 5 minutes in. CS pretty even here. There's been some creep denies, but still experience now favoring Mushi. He's already hit level 6, and we can actually take a look at Ice. He's gone for the Silence build. 3 points in it already. The slightly more offensive build, as you pointed out, but if you're Mushi, this is probably when you want to strike, before he hits 6.
Yeah, he definitely does.
So for now, Ice continue to defend the high ground, and both players trading
points. My throat. Sorry.
Well, hopefully you're recovered. It's Mushi sort of playing this one patiently. He places an Observer Ward high ground. I saw you relied a lot on Observer Wards in a fistful of tangos. Some players opt to skip them.
I don't think you should. I think Observer Wards are very important. That helps you last hit as well because you can see their animations, especially at nighttime. So if you see him winding back an attack, you can actually react on that and just wait and get more CS. It can help you be more aggressive as well. So I definitely like the Observer Wards.
And he's going in now, throws out the Orb. Ice, he thought he was going to jump. And now, Ice, well, he's got 5 stick charges, he's got the bottle, Mushi with a regen rune, just slowly pulling ahead here. And we've seen this in almost every matchup for him. He just seems to find a way to get a little more CS and a slightly bigger advantage than his opponent.
Yeah, he is super good at CSing, so taking a war in CS with him is going to be very difficult.
Ice, it's an early flying courier, a Greevel or Smeevil it looks like, and he'll pick up an Invis rune, spotted out by some Radiant creeps. Now the courier better run. He doesn't want to lose that thing twice, but it'll escape. It'll be okay in the end. So Mushi, though, he's getting more CS during this time. The level advantage clearly going his way. 7-5. But Ice, Invis not going to be caught here.
Unfortunately, he's not getting the runes he really wants. And Viz, it's okay, but he really wants to pull ahead in CS right now, so he would prefer having a DD or an illusion rune at this point in the game.
Mushi boots up, and there's no boots on Ice. I guess in Puck versus Puck, you have the Orb. Maybe it doesn't matter as much, but it's still, generally we've seen like the Shadow Fiend versus Shadow Fiend matchup that the boots make a big difference.
Yeah, in this matchup, it could be good for chasing, but he might actually go in for this.
Ice not porting out, already orbed all the way off his tower. Mushi zoning him like a boss.
Yeah, he's going to get a big level advantage if he keeps this up. It's already building, and it's going to keep building if he keeps zoning him like this.
Yeah, you look at the levels and the net worth, and both departments favoring Mushi. It's game 1 of a best of 3. Mushi, coil online, Ice, phase shift down. And now, driving in, hitting him with a few auto attacks. Ice, does he have his boots yet? Not even close.
Yeah, he's getting really far behind. Once he gets treads up on Mushi here, he's probably just going to go in for the kill, because with the attack speed and the bonus damage it gives, he can just right-click him down, or just force him back to the fountain and just gain a larger lead. Also, or he might wait for a rune as well.
Absolutely. And also Mushi is leveling up the silence now. He's getting to that critical mass. In fact, Ice, he's used his silence. Mushi wants to dive this, throwing out the orb. Is it a first blood attempt? It's not. Looks like he wants to control. Oh boy, here's the rune that Mushi was hoping for. It's a haste, and Ice, this could be our first blood.
He just orbed too, but it looks like he's going to back right away, so you know something's up. And the bottle crow will start. Since he did go for like no points, and well, he did get silenced, but he opted to get the orb first. It's going to be much harder to actually get a kill on Ice, in my opinion. But he will outfarm him for sure.
Yeah, he already popped the haste rune, which sometimes just the threat of it is pretty strong, and now he goes in. He's predicted Ice will retreat to his tower. He's committing, coiled under the tower, double coil, breaks the Ice tether, and he's gonna go down. First blood to Ice, and a buyback from Mushi. Oh boy, we got ourselves a ball game.
Yeah, that's the power of maxing silence first right there. Like, he silenced him and he couldn't do much for the longest time. And then he jumped out of the coil and just stunned himself first right in front of the tower. That was like a gift from Mushi. And Ice desperately needed that. He caught, like dead even in experience now after that.
Look at Mushi. He's got no coil and he's just diving the tier 2, trying to zone him back. Ultimately, it's 2 kills or 2 towers to take the match. And right now, Mushi, he did give up first blood, but he's still doing decently in terms of net worth. Level-wise, it's pretty even. And he is pushing the tower. I mean, if you want to play this the long way, can you just try and push to win?
With this matchup, I don't think it's going to come down to towers. Puck is not good at pushing towers. He may get the tier 1, but I think you're definitely going to come down to getting 2 kills. Because these 2 heroes can kill each other so easily.
Yeah, Puck is a very frail hero, and there's the silence, and if he can't get off his nukes, we've seen very vulnerable.
Yeah.
Ice, now level 8.
It's going to be completely up to who uses their spell better, simply put. Whoever uses their spells better in which order is going to be really important as well.
Okay, now 10 minutes in, nearly 1-0 in favor of Ice. Now that the phase shift actually timed it perfectly.
Yeah, that was really well timed. It's very hard to do that. Yeah. It may look pretty easy just watching it. That is not easy to do.
Yeah, because if you use it too early, then you get hit on the back end. If you use it too late, you get damaged already.
Yeah, you just have to time it perfectly or else it will not work.
The margin for error, razor thing. Now Ice will send his courier bottom, but it's a regen rune for Mushi. CS still going Mushi's way. Net worth onto Ice. And remember, he did give up a courier kill. Now in 1v1, you only get your share of it. You don't get all 5 heroes worth.
Yeah, and the first blood is going to make up for the difference in the net worth for sure.
And then some. Mushi, he's gone for a fresh pair of observers. His dying pretty soon. Ice still not buying any of his own. Oh, sorry, he does have one. Just placed it bottom.
Is that his second set, or no? He just placed his second one.
I've seen some of the players have been, like, they'll drop the observer wards and hide them behind their tower, maybe so their opponent doesn't know, but in this case, he just places it straight away. So, pretty defensive play now for Mushi. It seems like he's a little discouraged to go in and force another fight.
Yeah, they're super close on gold, too. If you look, they pretty much have, like, the exact same items. Well, they just brought in a belt on Ice, which is going to help a lot, but they pretty much are very, very close as far as items go.
Yeah, it seems like Ice is just going to try and use all his inventory slots. You can see he's dropping his Belt of Giant Strength and his Null Talisman, getting as much as possible out of the bottle charges. And is he going to send it back with 1 charge left? He is. So if you don't really need the regen, then the courier moves faster when the bottle's not empty, and Ice taking advantage of that now.
Yeah, that's a really smart technique. A lot of solo players do that. They figure it out. It's like, it's not worth taking like the 30% movement speed slow just for like taking that 1 extra bottle charge. So very smart by him.
Now Mushi, Belt of Giant Strength for him. Identical build so far. Well, if there's no difference in build, then it comes down to play. And so far, it's just been Mushi who had the early advantage, but threw it away, now trying to bounce back.
Yeah, that seems to be a trend.
Well, Mushi likes to make life hard for himself, and then
he likes the long games. He's in it for the long haul.
He wants to put on a show, and the silence comes out. He'll clear off the wave. 12-minute rune's coming soon, and it looks like Mushi's got the position to have an advantage here. Silence from Ice, no mana to go.
He needs the rune, or else he'll have to keep playing defensive, because he will not have the mana.
And Viz bottom, and Ice with the ward. He knows it's there, and he's going to get it. So, Mushi, there's nothing for him to do. There's no creeps here. He knows the rune's bottom as well because of his observer ward. So, is he going back to base? No, just bottle crowing.
Bottle crowing.
Exciting.
Very exciting. They're just going to spam lanes out. As soon as one of them makes a mistake, most likely, you get hit by an orb, the other may just capitalize and jump in on it if they are feeling brave.
And there we see what you mean. He phase shift, it wasn't quite perfect,
Yeah.
and he gets hit with the level 1 phase shift by the orb.
Yeah, it's not very easy.
But once they both level up phase shift, I feel like it might be a lot harder for them to find kills.
Oh, it will be much harder to hit that orb. If you have level 2 phase shift, you can just do it as soon as it's near you, and you'll be clear.
Okay, so then my question for you, Fear, is where are we going to go from here? Looks like it's pretty even. Ice just needs 1 kill. What kind of items would you have in mind if you're a Puck versus Puck?
Did he just opt to finish his treads on Ice? Yeah. Oh, no, he's going Necrobook. So that's one thing I was saying. A very popular item in these 1v1 so far is Necrobook because it is super strong 1 versus 1. And secondary, if they don't want to fight you, it's a great pushing tool. So Ice is going to take advantage of that, and he's going to go straight for the Necrobook, which I think is a great choice. Mushi opted for treads, which I think will make him a little stronger for the time being.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't do anything about this Necrobook and just gets in a farming war, I think Ice will just push down his towers and just get a gold lead.
Orbs being flung out from both directions. Both players fairly healthy. Ice starting to drop a bit. Mushi, he's got a coil. Ice trying to bait Mushi into his tower, but Mushi playing it safer this time, and he'll back off. The Necrobook's still a bit of a ways off, though. He's got about 1,000 gold to go for that. It's a long time not to have the item. There's still a big window here for Mushi.
Yeah. And you can see he was pressing his advantage there, just playing super aggressive because he knows with the strength treads on, he has a much more attack speed than him, he has more HP as well, and he can just be a lot stronger in this stage of the game. But if he doesn't make something happen soon, Mushi's build will be a lot worse than Ice in the late game.
Yeah, 14 minutes in, it could be the late game for some 1v1s, but this one, it's got a grinder feel about it. It continues to go on. Neither player overwhelming their opponent. Mushi's still getting the nice auto attack trades, but not securing any kills. It feels like if he hadn't messed up if he hadn't been so greedy with that first blood, he might have been in a better position and got a courier kill, but Ice is finding a way back into this game.
Yeah, Ice, he got gifted basically when he got that first blood, and this game would be very, very different if Mushi would have just played passive and just found the right opportunity instead of trying to force it.
Of course, if you're a Southeast Asian Dota player, hell, if you're a Dota fan, you know how Mushi likes to play. He's aggressive, sometimes to a fault, and maybe Ice just playing on that. We saw earlier, he was sticking around very low. It seems like he wants to bait Mushi into over-aggression.
That's how Ice plays, yeah. Like he likes baiting people, for sure. Whenever I watch him play, he likes taunting. He's a big taunter, so I expect him to sit here and try and taunt him into a bad situation like he did last time. But it looks like he may get a tower if he keeps this up.
He's gone.
Yeah, the extra gold's going to help him a lot.
He's gone back for treads. In fact, he's going in on Mushi. The silence is there. He doesn't have a coil yet. It's too late to go. And now the regen in for Mushi. So in the end, he'll be back to full HP and full mana suit.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate for Ice. If he would have had his treads actually on intelligence instead of agility there, he would have had the mana for coil and probably went in for that.
Yeah, and if he gets that kill, that's it. So Mushi playing with fire, but slowly and surely he's winning this war of attrition on the tower. The tower, Glyph already down. It looks like the first tower is going to Mushi. Now Ice at least going to have to go for a deny. There's a coil available.
Yep.
It's dropped by Mushi. He just got a tower. If he gets a kill, he could really turn this around. Ice out of mana, maybe not enough though. Beautiful phase shift, and Ice takes Mushi down, lives with 3 HP.
That was beautiful play by Ice. He outplayed him twice there. He baited him the first time and just dodged the silence, which would have gave Orange Mushi a kill. So great play by Ice there.
Both players smiling at each other from the booths, but you know they want this really bad. These competitors from Southeast Asia.
Yeah, that was really good. He's really good at baiting. What can you say? He's taunting him right now, most likely.
He was making faces when I saw Mushi. He had a good attitude, smiling back at him. And with that, we'll send it back to James and the rest of the analysts.
Thanks, Lumi. We're just getting ready here back on stage. It's a best of 3, right?
Did you call him Lumi?
I want. Thanks, LD.
Okay.
Is it a best of 1? Oh my God! I've just been told it's a best of 1. Bruno, they've changed it.
It just won?
Yeah.
You just...
Should
we be celebrating a bit harder than...
Rapier's won.
I was very confused. In all fairness, it is 3. It's a best of 3. Someone told me it was a best of 1. We're like, no. Bruno was like, it's a best of 3.
Yes.
It's a best of 3.
Awesome.
Thank God for that. I didn't...